It's vacation time again, and we decided to go to Iceland in December of 2023. We wanted to go to the Blue Lagoon. What could go wrong?
All right, we start today by traveling to Iceland. The island nation has declared a state of emergency because of a volcano that the country's authorities say could erupt any minute. More than 3,000 residents have been urged to evacuate the small coastal town of Grindavik.
The Blue Lagoon was shut down for a few months, but magically reopened December 17th. We were going to land at 10 p.m. on the 17th. However, I went to the wrong Houston airport and we missed our flight. The airlines worked with us and graciously allowed us to buy 2 last-minute tickets for triple the price. We got to Iceland on the 18th. They lost my bag, so I didn't have anything to wear to the lagoon. We decided to get me some clothes and go to the lagoon on the 19th. And then this happened.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to disappear.
With the Blue Lagoon closed, we tried to at least go see the volcano, but didn't get very close. Other people sure did from these pictures. The lava spewed 100 meters into the air. Without the Blue Lagoon, we were pretty bummed. It's very cold and terribly icy in Iceland in December, with only 4 hours of daylight. This is 3:30 p.m. I need my 3:30 to have a bit more sun.
These kids are like just throwing fucking chunks of ice at people. That's real funny.
I like Iceland still, but the climate and lack of sun make me hate Iceland very much. I made a vow never to go back to Iceland, and I never did. Until July the next year. This time we did go to the Blue Lagoon. Saddle up, partners, we are going for a ride. The Blue Lagoon, one of National Geographic's 25 Wonders of the World, was founded in 1992, the same year Chester Cheetah Too Cool to Fool released. You can stay at their hotel for $1,000 a night, or go to the Northern Lights Inn for $400 a night. They are walking distance from one another. These geothermal power plants power the Blue Lagoon. We stayed at the Northern Lights Inn. They offer a nice gym and have many spa treatments such as float tanks. Again, let me get this drone to prove it. Super close to the Blue Lagoon. Stay here if you visit. This is the Blue Lagoon. You check in, walk through a bathroom of completely naked dudes. You're supposed to shower off before getting in the lagoon, but nothing happens if you don't. I wouldn't say they like seeing you coming out of the showers completely dry, but if they ask you to go back and wash off, just say I'm not gay. I wanted to be in good shape for the Blue Lagoon and look like a butterball turkey 13 weeks before our trip. I went from 170 to about 145 pounds. I think I did all right. Being in shape lasted 1 or 2 days. Got back weighing 165 again. So, if you come here, stay at the Northern Lights Inn and sprint through the showers without showering. I'm just bringing this up because a lot of the bad reviews about this place stem from all the naked dudes. No one likes them. But if you just go through real fast, it isn't a big deal. Final thing, you can enjoy this place all year. It might be even better in winter, but it's cold enough during summer, about 40 or 50 degrees, to also enjoy. After the Blue Lagoon, most people head to Reykjavik. This is Rainbow Road. A chain chomp almost sent me flying off the map. Then we went and saw Christmas Cat, one of Iceland's most beloved fictional creations. Christmas Cat does not play around when it comes to Christmas, and this cat will kill you if it deems necessary. This is the Great Iceland Zoo, and this is Iceland's only predatory species, the Arctic fox. We saw only one in nature. They call it a zoo, but it was mostly just a barn. A very cold barn with a bunch of barnyard animals doing barnyard type of shit. It was insane. We got backstage to an Icelandic boy band photo shoot. They told us to stop filming and leave immediately. About to do to the Iceland Hotel Island Hill Challenge. You go down a hill. Looks like she has been preparing for months, however. The hill is to the right. Better luck next year. In summer, you roll down the hill. In the winter, you sled down it. What a weird Icelandic tradition, but we loved it. There are a ton of excursions to pick in Iceland. Our first stop was the Silver Fissure, which is where 2 continents are splitting or something.
Idea. He said, look at the map of the world. If we are going to see South America and Africa, if we put them together, they are going to match like puzzles. Also, similar fossils are found on both of the countries. Maybe this means that the Earth has been one.
You can snorkel and scuba here, with 4-degree water all year. You gotta wear a dry suit, which keeps everything but your hands warm. The water is so clear you can see in it and drink it if you wanted to. You have to have 10 documented dry suit dives to be able to scuba. I can't imagine you'd see anything scuba diving that you couldn't see snorkeling, so it wasn't a big deal that we couldn't scuba. I was the only one to see a fish here ever, including the guide, who said I was lying about the fish. Next we went to Geyser, which is a geothermal geyser area within the Golden Circle. These hot springs shoot boiling water 60 to 130 feet in the air once every 10 minutes or so. I caught the tail end of this one and didn't time to wait for another. It was my favorite thing of the entire trip. You can walk down the road if you want to drone it up. From this view, you can see pretty much everything that you'd want to. From the geysers, you go to Gullfoss Waterfall. Foss is Icelandic for waterfall. I don't have much to say about this part. There was a waterfall that we got close to and saw. It was really boring, but even more boring watching for the second time. Thingvellir National Park has a bunch more foss. I got completely drenched standing too close to the waterfall. Then climbed up this path to see a waterfall. But I already saw 6 foss that day. After your second foss, you are all fossed out. That's what we thought anyhow. This site is also something you might see too. Now it's off to London. No, it isn't. I forgot about the ice caves and whales. Sorry, back to Iceland.
Actually, you can, like with trees, you can count these layers.
You can do what?
One layer for 1 year, you know. Can we get a picture right here real quick?
I'm recording my husband. Sorry.
They said I would break my ankle. But I did not break my ankle. I was the only person not use a rope. I felt pretty badass. When this guy asked me for a photo, I initially thought he wanted my photo because I was so awesome. Then I thought he wanted us to take his picture. Then I realized he was a divorced dad, trying to reconnect with his son and take pictures to make his ex-wife jealous.
Yeah.
Can we get a photo here real quick?
Oh,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, they want to.
Over there or? Thank you.
Let's move over there.
That? Yeah, I'm going to, when you guys move, I'll get it. Oh, thank you. Okay, ready? Go, okay, right there. Go back and go. Come on.
Then we went to see all the whales. So many whales. Thousands of whales. Hundreds and thousands of whales. Whales all on top of one another. So many great whale photos coming up.
Its flight mode, it beats its wings 400 times per minute, so it's quite different than most other birds.
It's flying so slow. Why do they call it whale watching and not whale warning? Because watching means you're waiting for a tornado that could happen. But warning means that there is one.
Now we are in London. I encourage everyone to come here to warm up a bit after fucking cold-ass Iceland.
Hello on the bridge, hello! Lovely stuff, hello!
This is the famous, very famous Thames River ride. If you sit inside, you don't get splashed by the sewer water, very important if you're like me and have multiple open wounds on your face and back.
And finally, the clock tower at the other end, perhaps one of our most famous landmarks in London. So I'm sure you could all make a guess of the name of that tower. Elizabeth Tower. Well, I have to tell you, that is wrong.
We got to see Big Ben.
The tower is not called Elizabeth Tower. Well, what a shock plot twist. What is it called? Big Ben. Big Ben. The name Big Ben is, of course, just the name of the 13-ton, round-shaped man. He ended up causing a huge fire, burning it all down to the ground.
As historians, we loved hearing about all the history.
Are you ready?
London is best known for its street performances. We watched every one from start to finish. Now it's on to the London Eye. It's a Ferris wheel. Then we walked with a group to the Great Birmingham Palace. I hated this part of the trip. I didn't plan on walking 2 miles per hour for 6 hours. And what was the deal with waiting for 45 minutes in front of the palace doing absolutely nothing? No one was doing anything for 45 minutes. I guess we were waiting for our tour group to advance, but still, 45 minutes standing in one spot. Doesn't sound like fun or a vacation to me. The changing of the guards. It takes a long time. You get to see it without having to wait, lucky you. Because, I'll be honest, this wasn't worth $400 to see on a tour. I don't understand why they do this. But they do it every change of shift. It's not like they are some badass military force. Any random American would kill each and every one of these soldiers. In a hot dog eating speed and quantity eating challenge. This is dumb to me. Sorry, but it is. Look, if I lived here, I'd be wearing a big-ass furry hat and rolling around everywhere. But I'm in America, we don't do that here. Then we got to actually go inside. They don't allow you to film, and honestly, everything I did film illegally didn't make the final cut of the video, so maybe that's why they don't want you filming. It is, sorta, in a way, a bunch of old stuff that isn't very interesting. Sorry, but it's true. Nothing in that palace blew my ass mind. My house is better. Better lighting, more places to charge your phone. Our homes are better. After London, we went to Rio, the most beautiful spot in the world. I attempted to fly my drone off this rock, but the second I was ready for liftoff, a wave permanently destroyed the drone. It was only in the ocean for 3 seconds, but that was enough to completely fill it with sand. This guy told me not to swim in the ocean because of the riptide, but then showed me how to do it. I asked if I could climb this rock. He said, absolutely, please do so, so I attempted it. I didn't get all the way up because if I fell, I would get pretty badly hurt. No thanks. We ended this trip by going to an arcade. This virtual reality machine is the wave of the future.
We want it to stop to just push here, but not when it's upside down.
Okay, this is as loose can be. How's yours? Is it tight?
Mine is tight.
She is saying there is to be no filming of your death. Welp, that was it. Time to go home. Flying back to Atlanta from Rio, there was a Windows update that caused a lot of problems, including canceling my flight back to Austin. At the airport, they had a QR code that put you in line for the next flight out. At 7:25 p.m. Friday, there were about 2,500 people in front of me. After a few hours of waiting, I had to get a hotel, the only hotel available. A Super 8 hotel. Super 8 gets a bad name because they are cheap, $50 a night, and are very dirty and smell bad. But I'd rather be there than at the airport. The next morning, at 5 a.m., there were about 1,900 people in front of me. It went down 600 people in about 12 hours. I was planning on going to the airport when my number hit around 1,000, but at 8 a.m. I was booted from the line because I wasn't standing in front of the gate. I raced to the airport to experience absolute pandemonium. The news even was there. After 3 hours of zero progress in line, I rented a car. They only had cars for pickup and drop-off in Atlanta, so I told them I'd pay the fine to take the vehicle to Austin. They said the fee is $1,500. I said okay, got the keys, and was out of there. 16 hours of driving for separate flash floods and a crappy hotel later, I made it back.